So this is the second session for adjustment of capital. First, we will read the sum. ABC are equal partners. Their balance sheet as on 31st December 2020 stand as follows. Liabilities and assets are given. If you see there carefully, the tick mark is already done. A wants to retire from the business as per the following terms and conditions. B and C will continue the business, sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 3:2. So this is the new ratio provided to us. If you see in the first line, it is an equal ratio. See, I'll show you. The first line shows us it's an equal proportion. Yeah. And this is the old ratio. And 3:2 is the new ratio, correct? Depreciation to be written off machinery, so put a tick mark on machinery. Then value of building and stock, provision, goodwill of the firm is 30,000, and check the last part is very important. B and C have to adjust their capital in the new profit sharing ratio. It means it's an adjustment of capital, correct? Bring in cash to pay off A, and leave 13,000 in bank for working capital. Okay, so we'll match the terms and condition later on, right? So we'll start the sum now. What is the requirement? Pass necessary journals and prepare partners capital account and the balance sheet. But we are doing a revaluation, partners capital and balance sheet. Okay. So first I'll make the balance sheet over here. This page I'll make the balance sheet. Okay. So we'll start putting the assets and liabilities. First, land and building, 50,000. Plant and machinery, 40,000. Stock, 15,000. Debtors, 20,000. Investment. See, there's a hidden adjustment given for investment. Investment value is 6,500, and in bracket they have mentioned the market price of the investment is 4,500. So it means it is reduced by 2,000. It's become 4,500. Okay. So whenever we have a reduction in the asset, that we are going to put in the reval, right? We are going to put in the reval generally, right? But if you see in the sum, we have a IFR available. IFR. I just highlighted IFR. Can you see that? 1,500. Okay. So what was the loss from the investment is 2,000. And we have a reserve of 1,500. So how much is the loss that we can transfer to reval is only 500, because 2,000 was a loss and we have a IFR. What is the purpose of IFR? To cover the loss from the investment. But IFR is not good enough to cover the loss, because IFR is only 1,500 and the loss was 2,000. So from 2,000, 1,500 covered from the investment fluctuation reserve, and remaining 500 I will put in the reval. Is it clear? I'll put in the reval debit to investment. 500. Okay, and IFR is dissolved now. That's done. Then bank. Bank balance we always write inside whenever there's an adjustment of capital. Asset side is completed. Now liability side, leave 3-4 lines for capital. Creditors 18,000. Bills payable 10,000. General reserve we distribute, right? General reserve we always distribute. IFR also we distribute, but IFR is now done because that IFR is utilized to cover the loss of investment. So that's why we are not distributing the IFR. Okay. So now in the capital account, first I record the capital balances. Buy balance brought down, which is 20, 25 and 30. And then I'll write by general reserve also. General is given as 30,000 and see what is the ratio. What I said equal, right? All ratio is equal. So I split in an equal proportion. 30,000. If I split equally, I'll get 10,000 each. Correct? Now balance sheet is also completed. Means liability side is also completed. Now we'll start with the adjustment. A wants to retire from the business as per the following terms. B and C will continue in the ratio of 3:2. That's the new ratio. Depreciation is to be written off 20% on the machinery. So plant and machinery depreciated is 20%. 40,000, 20% means 8,000 outside 32. When asset reduce, it will go to the reval debit. Plant and machinery 8,000. Correct. Next, they said the value of building to be increased to 70,000. 70,000 means what? It becomes 70,000. It means it is appreciated by 20,000. Right? When it is appreciated by 20,000, will record credit side, land and building 20,000. Okay. Next, and the value of stock to be increased by 5,000. Okay. So we'll increase stock by 5,000. So it will become 20,000. Again, asset increase is a good thing for us. A reval credit. Buy stock 5,000. Next, a provision of 1,500 is to be created for bad and doubtful debts. 1,500 is a provision. So that will subtract from debtors provision. 1,500. So it's 18,500. Okay. And asset decrease, will go to the reval debit. Provision 1,500. Correct? Next. Goodwill of the firm is valued at 30,000. Goodwill of the firm is firm. This is for firm 30,000. Okay. Now we calculate who retiring, A retiring. A is goodwill. 30,000 is a firm's goodwill. A share is equal, so 1/3. So 10,000. So we are going to split this goodwill in a gain ratio. Why? Because old and new, both ratios are provided in the sum. Formula for gain ratio is new ratio minus old ratio. So, sorry, not for A. We'll calculate for B and C, gain ratio. For B, new ratio is 3/5. See, this is the new ratio given to us, 3:2. So B's is 3. And OR for B is 1/3. So LCM will be 15, 5 3s are, and 3 5s are. So 3 3s are 9 minus 5 is equal to 4/15. Now for C, the new ratio is 2/5. Correct? New ratio for C is 2/5. 2/5 minus 1/3. Again, LCM is 15. 5 3s are, 3 5s are. 6 minus 5 is equal to 1/15. Okay. It means we got the ratio is 4:1. So 8,000 and 2,000. If I split the 10,000 in a 4:1 ratio, you'll get 4,000 and 2,000. This B will provide this much, C will provide this much to A. Correct? Because A is leaving the business. So we'll credit to A first, 8,000 and 2,000. 8,000 B is giving, that's why by B is capital account. And 2,000 C is giving, that's why C is capital account. So we credit it to A because he's leaving, and we'll debit to B and C 8,000 and 2,000. So here we'll write to A's capital account. Okay, this is the normal goodwill treatment. Next, now this is the adjustment of capital. For that, last session also I mentioned, first we need to close the account. Close the reval. Why we are closing the account? What is the reason? Because we need adjusted balance after doing all the revaluations and adjustments of a retirement. Okay. So for that, we need to close the revaluation first. So this credit side is a heavier. 20 plus 5 is 25,000. 25,000. From 25,000, I'll subtract this side. 500, 15, 2,000, 10,000. So 1,500 is a profit on revaluation. So this I split between partners' capital, A, B, and C. The equal proportion, so 5,000 each. Correct? 5,000 each. Because I split it equally, because the old ratio of the partners are equal. So if I get on the debit side, I'll split over here on the credit side by a reval. 5,000, 5,000, and 5,000. Correct? Next. Now we'll close the partner's capital account. To get the adjusted balance of all three partners. Okay. So A's balance is 20 plus 10 plus 8 plus 2 plus 5. 45. Balancing figure also 45 because nothing to subtract. It's 25, 35, 40. 40 minus 8 and gives you 30. 30, 10, 40, 45. 45 minus 2 is 43. To balance carried down. What is this to balance carried down means? It's a adjusted. Okay, now check the sum. What is the last adjustment? B and C have to adjust their capital, means reshuffle of capital. Now again, we need to check our terms and conditions, correct? So what are the terms and conditions? I'll bring that on a board. Okay, so now first we'll check the terms and conditions of the reshuffle of capital or adjustment of the capital. Step 1, adjusted balance of continuing partners and all these. Step 1 is compulsory when there's an adjustment of capital. Step 2, if they decided to pay retired partner immediately, okay, but not arranging from any other source like a raising overdraft or bank loan. Now see in the sum. B and C have to adjust their capital in the new profit sharing ratio, bringing in cash to pay. What do you say? To pay off A means they are paying to A immediately, right? They're paying to A immediately. So our first condition matched, right? First condition matched. So we are going to consider the step 1 and step 2 because first condition is matched or fulfill, you can say. Now step 3 and 4, what they mentioned for step 3 and 4, both will come together when they decided to keep certain balance in cash or bank. Now check in the sum. And to leave 13,000 in the bank for working capital, to leave 13,000 means what? They want to keep certain balance in the bank balance, 13,000, right? So now see here, certain bank balance in the cash or bank. It means this condition also fulfilled. So we are going to consider step 3 as well as step 4. Right? Now we'll check the step. Adjusted balance of continuing partners, then the amount due to retired partner, plus required cash and less existing cash. Okay. So I'll do here only. Check what is the adjusted balance of continuing partners. Who are continuing? A, B and C are continuing, right? Because A retires. What is the B's balance is 32,000? adjusted balance 32,000. That I'll write here 32,000 B's plus C's balance. What is C's balance is 43. That I'll add over here 43. Right? Then it comes to 32 plus 43. 75,000. So step 1 we got 75,000. Now step 2. Amount due to retired partner. What is the amount due to retired partner? We got it 45,000. This is the final balances we got. So I'll add 45,000 in this. Required cash. What is the required cash? Check in the sum. Required cash. What they have mentioned required cash. What they meant to maintain? Maintain 13,000. So that is the required cash. So I'll add that also. And less existing cash. What is the existing cash? Check in the balance sheet. What is the existing cash there? How much existing cash there? 3,000. So that is called as existing cash. So that I'll subtract. Okay. Correct? Because this is less, right? That's why I'll subtract. So 75 plus 45 plus 13 minus 3. 75 plus 45 plus 13 minus 3 is equal to 1,30,000. This is the new capital of the business that we are going to split in the new ratio, which is 3:2 between B and C. 1,30,000 divided by 5 into 3 is 78,000. And 2 is 52,000. So we got the new balances for B and C 78 and 52. Right? 72 and 52. Now we'll compare. First we brought down these balances, what we got it over here by balance brought down 45,000, 32,000 and 43,000. Then we'll compare. These balance we got how much? 78, right? And how much capital he has? 32,000. So he has to bring money, right? How much? 78,000 minus 32,000, which is 46,000. That much money he'll bring. So when he brings, I'll write here by cash, right? Because that will increase his capital. That's your credit side. Because it's a deficit. So deficit he has to bring. Then check for the C also. It's supposed to be 52. It's supposed to be 52 and he has only 43,000. So check it, 52 minus 43 is 55,000. So he'll bring 55,000. Correct? So these two brought these values 46,000 and 55,000 as per the new capital of the firm. So 46,000 and 55,000 get added to the cash because they brought it. 46,000 and 55,000. Correct? This 46,000 and 55,000 are added to the cash balance. Correct? Now we close the capital account for final balances. This is 45. That I'll put on the other side. 45. Nothing to subtract. So 45,000. This we are going to pay in cash. That's why to cash. Because they clearly mentioned they have to pay to retired partner immediately. That's why. Okay. So that I'm going to subtract from cash. 45,000. Correct? Now, I'll close the other partner also. 32 plus 46. 78,000. 78,000. Nothing to subtract to 76. 78,000. 43 plus. Oh, something is wrong. What? Yeah, 52 minus 43. Yeah, it's my bad. Wait. Okay, so his balance was 52 and new capital balance was 52 and his existing balance is 43. So he'll bring only 9,000. So this 9,000 will add to cash. Yeah. Okay. Now we close this also. This is 52. For this we'll write two balance carried down. Okay. So this final balances we record in the balance sheet. Capital of B and C 78,000 and 52,000. Now we'll check the cash balance. If we calculate the cash balance now, cash balance is supposed to be 13,000. Why supposed to be 13,000? Because they have mentioned in the sum they want to keep 13,000 balance. Check the calculation and do it. 3,000 plus 46,000 plus 9,000 minus 45,000. Exact 13. If you are not getting 13,000 over here, it means something is wrong. Okay, now check it. The balance sheet is matching with it. Asset side first I'll check. One lakh 58,000. The other side, yes, it's coming 1,58,000. This is the adjustment of capital with all four steps. Thank you.